For today's video, I want to start with a quote from one of my favorite mentors of all time, Jiddu Krishnamurti. So the quote goes as follows: "The day that you teach a child the name of a bird, the child will never see that bird again." And this highlights really what this video is about. It's about the difference between seeing, which is pure, naked perception, pure seeing, versus knowledge. And that's what we're going to talk about in this video. And also we're going to experiment a little bit, kind of get a taste of true seeing. Because true seeing is something that everybody has innately the possibility to. It's not a special feature for special people. It is for everybody because it is part of everything. So I'll explain it this way. Pure seeing is something that you attune to, not something that you create. That's the difference. People often think that some things are outer limit when it comes to self-knowledge and freedom from the mind and from ego and so on. That it seems to be exclusive for some people, but that's not true. The truth, the reality of nature, of the world, is here right now for everybody. So the difference is that you need to tune into it, align to it, if you will. That is the challenge. And so you could see pure seeing a bit like learning a language. Let's say that you want to learn French, or that you don't know how to speak French. Now, if you go into a room full of French-speaking people, then there will be, they will all be making sense, and it will be a collective communication happening there. But for you, it will seem completely irrational, like nothing is happening. You don't understand anything of what is being shared there. But there is sharing there. It's happening right there, right then, right? So if you learn French, then you kind of attune to what is being said there. You attune to a reality that already exists. And the same happens with true seeing. You kind of train your brain to align, to process, because your brain is your processor. It processes your perception. That's what it does. And we just have the habit in our society to only process knowledge. We'll get back to that later. But we don't process pure seeing. So we need to relearn it in a sense. It's already there, but we learn to see it in a way, if that makes any sense. So like we said, knowledge is not a problem in the world. The world of knowledge is known to everybody. And it's very necessary as well. Knowledge is not a bad thing or needs to be replaced by seeing. No, not at all. Knowledge is very useful for our sciences and for our development, our engineering and so on, but also just to live in society. Everything is based on knowledge. About your nutrition, about everything basically. So knowledge is very important, but there is a very big difference between knowledge and seeing, and both have a very important part in our lives, and so also in your life. If seeing is something that you don't really know how to do, or it's kind of alien to you, then we're going to learn that, because it really is necessary. Why? Because seeing provides the things that we seem to be lost in society these days. People are often wondering what the meaning is of life, or how to be happy, or how to feel abundant, or they have a fear of death, and so on. All of those things we try to find out, we try to get an answer to in the wrong fields. And that is because there is a lack of seeing the truth. There is only knowing. So what is seeing? The Buddhists call this the emptiness of all things. It really means, conceptually, it means that the world is not made of separate things, but one energy that is manifesting all different experiences and all different forms out of one form, out of one energy. And everything is interconnected with each other. Nothing stands alone. When you look at the world of knowledge, the world that we're all familiar with, then it seems that all things exist on their own. It makes sense. There's a logic to it, because you can take one thing out and nothing is going to collapse. But the truth is that you actually don't take anything out. You just move things. You can't take anything out. Anyway, so everything is interconnected and exists only because of the virtue of everything else. And also, nothing exists in time, because everything changes continuously. So in the world of seeing, there are no static things. Everything is moving, everything is changing, and everything is one whole with lots of movement in it. And everything is empty because it is all connected and is all moving. Things do not exist in time. Why would they? Only form in the mind, mental concepts exist in time, because time exists in the mind. So time, mind, and solid forms with their attributes and stuff is mental stuff. It's the mental world. And again, very necessary, very human. We live by that. But now about seeing. How do we increase the seeing in our lives? How can you increase seeing in your life? Well, the first thing you need to know is that your system is accustomed to seeing things, knowledge. So you see your perception, you see energy in the world fused with mind, with concepts. That is the knowledge perception of life. That is when you know the name of the bird and then you see the bird. So now you see the concept, you see the name. You say the bird is that and that or that kind, and it flies, it flies for the winter somewhere else and it eats that kind of stuff and so on. That's the concept of the bird. But the actual thing, the actual manifestation of form is something totally different. It's something wild. And it's something that has nothing to do with the concept of the bird, the concept that we have. So therefore the practice is to leave the mind alone. And how do you do that? You don't try to not think, okay? This is so important. Don't try to not think. You always, and this goes for everything, not only for this practice, this goes for everything. Always put your energy in the things that you prefer rather than what goes on, if you don't prefer that. Okay, that's confusing. Let me explain that. Let's say you don't want to do something. You don't want to think. You don't want to be distracted. Don't put your energy in not trying to be distracted. Put your energy in what you do instead. Maybe you focus on something. Put your energy on the focusing and leave the mental noise, the distractions, leave them behind. Don't try not to be distracted. Focus on the positive. Focus on that which you do want. Okay? It's like with a breakup. If you have a breakup with your partner, then focus on that which you have instead, not on the partner that you don't have no more. Focus on the positive, because life always moves. The primary thing, the first thing, which is very helpful in order to start seeing, is to relax. I'll tell you why. You need to learn to relax in life. The reason is that we have, you could look at our brain as one of those Russian doll thingies that goes from a center and then it has layers around it. And the basic centers, the reptilian brain, the amygdala and so on, those parts of the brain are very reactive. in your world. So in your life, your reptilian brain, the base layers of the human brain, are reactive. They don't have a lot of intelligence. They don't link to intelligence. Because again, intelligence is something that exists in consciousness, not in your brain, but your brain can link to it. Your brain can align to it. So people with a very high IQ, those are people whose brain works very well and who aligns, and a brain that aligns with intelligence. By the way, it doesn't always do that. Sometimes people have a very good working brain, but it does not align with intelligence. That's how you can have very dumb people who are actually very smart. Very strange. It just shows you the limits of IQ. But anyway, the less relaxed you are, the more you are in fight or flight mode. The more your body feels threatened. When you feel threatened, then you cannot really see clearly, because your body feels that it needs to defend itself. So all energy goes to protection. There's no energy left for perception, for seeing. So you need to learn to relax. So let's do that now for just a couple of breaths. Let's relax. So just breathe in deeply and breathe out. As you breathe out, let go of everything. For the duration of this video, what bad is it going to do you, right? Okay, do it again. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let everything go. And as you breathe out, take in the perceptions of everything that you see around you. Start to see the world. Just become more conscious. Outside of time, just right now. Okay, breathe in again. Last time. Hold your breath for a moment. And then breathe out. And just start looking around you at the forms just right now. Don't look at anything with a past and future. Just look at how it presents itself right now. So look at colors, shape, but not at what it is. Leave the concepts behind for a moment. How do things look? Can you feel yourself getting quieter? Can you feel your energy kind of settling down and zooming out? Like the energy is expanding beyond your body into everything around you. Because there's no resistance. Feel that? Just when you look around and you don't name anything, then you can feel that your own consciousness is the consciousness of the room around you. Feel that? There's no difference. And your brain can align to that intelligence, that consciousness. Consciousness is primary to the brain. But let's not go too technical here. Breathe. And see. Now you can close your eyes. Breathe. And hear without words. Just hear. Interpret the sounds for their basic reality, which is a vibration in the air. So just notice the vibrations without saying what it is. Treat the sound as vibration. Your brain now relaxes into the constant need to describe everything, and instead is processing raw information, raw life, in the moment, right now. Without the mind, without concepts, just raw sensory data, which is just raw energy movement, always now. Where are these words from 5 minutes ago? They're gone. There only is what happens outside of time, right now. That is the reality of life. It's a movement of energy right now. The rest is mind. And mind is for another time. You can choose when you want to be in mind and when you want to be in the raw experience of life, in seeing. Because your mind does not leave when you are in seeing. If you submerge yourself in seeing, which you can also do, and by the way, seeing is also hearing, it's just being aware of. When you go very, very deep in that, there's no limit, by the way. It's like a black hole. It's like vast, immense. But always will you retain your mind with its knowledge. You'll never forget that a TV is a TV and how to take the bus to your work. All of that stuff is there whenever you need it. Seeing and knowing is not in conflict with each other. It's just two very different modes of mind. So bringing seeing into your life is a great thing because it will connect you to the intelligence of the universe. Wow, those are big words. I don't want to be too woohoo in any of my videos. I try my very best not to. But consciousness is a fundamental property of reality, and science is not in disagreement with that. It's not a proven theory, but it's a very plausible theory according to science. And the conscious nature of reality is intelligent, and we tune into that intelligence. And that is what seeing does. And it gives you wisdom. You know things from the universe because you link to it. From the field of intelligence because you link to it. And it provides you with the state of mind and the state of being that truly fulfills life. But you have to be very careful because your mind, your ego, that which wants to be all-knowing and all that, interferes, tries to capture that which is seen when it is not. Because in seeing, there is no ego. So if you see, ego is not. Ego identification with mind, the little voice in the head, returns whenever it's not a problem to return. But it tries to capture, it tries to know, and it can't. Because in seeing, there is no time, as we said, there is no concept, and there is no holding on to. There's nothing that you can take from seeing and put it on the shelf in your ego life, in your form life. The two do not flow into one another. They live side by side. Okay, thanks for watching.